Future World community, welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be going over a Jiren commentary of my own, playing my most updated list of Jiren, which is probably something I'm going to be playing for Ultimate Battles, or really close to the same list I'm going to be playing for Ultimate Battles over the next month or so, and potentially at Nats, depending on, for one, if I can go, and two, set 4. Right, there's going to be some support for this deck, obviously, for set 4. So we're going to go over the deck list real quick. I will leave a deck code down below, and we got hopefully some gameplay here for you guys. And we'll go right here into the deck itself, which is a 51 card list. Very, very fun list, honestly. So we have, you can see the majority of my cards are going to be between this 1 and 3 slot. It's a very low to the ground deck. Decent top end, I think. Right now, I had to adjust my top end a little bit just because of I was struggling to end up actually killing people without running out of cards. So, start off with the 1-drops. We have 6 cantrips. I got 4 Piccolo and 2 of the Roshi. No real reason for the split. I just needed to make sure that I had 6. 7 is what I was trying originally, but it was hard to kind of cut some of these other cards down, especially this card. This is a 4 of, I think, in any red deck right now. Being a 20k boost for 1 energy is really good, especially when you're going for game. We have 2 of the Whis, just for more 10ks, but also just being able to just spot remove some cards. For Fua, I think this is a necessity in this deck. So as you can see, I am not playing Khalifa. And the reason is because the curve with Khalifa, I feel like, is really weak. So when you're playing against blue, swinging a 2-drop 20k, 2-drop 20k with crit, they're just going to 10k out of it, and then they're going to swing a Videl into it, and then you're basically lost that card. And you don't really want to take a life. So it's not as good. If you're going to play a 10k, even like hit, again, it just kind of does the same thing. So with Fua, for 2 energy, we can reduce a 20k by 15. That's obviously like the best ideal like turn 2 play, and then you swing your leader into it, right? And then now you have a 10k on board that you can use for combo power, which is going to be really good the next turn when your opponent attempting to swing at you. So we just kind of dumped the Khalifa right now, and then we just went for Fua. 2 of the board wipe Gohan, and 4, of course, of the 15k removal Gohan. These are really good. These are probably the best, like, outside of like this guy here, the best like 5k cards you have in the deck. Everything else is realistically going to be a 10k or a 0k. This card has overperformed, especially with a lot of people playing black and yellow, especially yellow, but just being able just to remove all like cantrips on board without having to worry about any like anti-removal spells, because this is going to be removing it via power being reduced to 0, is incredibly strong. As well as this card just being able to spot remove other cards, and this being a 25k on your awaken turn, essentially being like a 4-drop worth of energy for 3. We have 4 of the Vegeta that, in my opinion, has replaced Ketopezla as your board wipe for 3 energy. As you see, we have a lot of board wiping potential with this Gohan and the Vegeta. This only hits 5 cost cards. I mean, 5k power or less, which is fine. While Ketopezla can remove 5k off of any card. So Ketopezla is still very good. I like this card. Being able to play it and just pop everything. So a lot of the time, especially in the green matchup, the black matchup, and the yellow matchup, they're going to be playing a lot of cantrips. So with this, I'm able to just spot remove everything. And generally, if they have 2 or 3 cantrips or more on board, this is just going to be more valuable than the Ketopezla. We have 3 of the 50k Vegeta. Discard 2 cards, goes up to 50, and then cannot be KO'd. So basically everything that you play this into, except for realistically blue. This card's solid. Very, very good as being able to get your opponent down from 3 to 2, so then you can double strike them next turn. Also, just being able to take your opponent to 1 or trying to kill them from 1. This is a really, really big card. And then also you can also pop a 25k or less while also popping itself, but if you did your attacking effect first, this card doesn't die, so it's got some built-in removal to it as well. Of course, Kefla, the 1-of. You can basically play any of the TOP cards off of this, which is the 3-drop Vegeta, the other 3-drop Vegeta, this Gohan, as well as the Piccolo as well, just as like a last second resort. 2 Heelys. This card is cuttable. I've kept it in because of the matchups I've had to play against green, but also into black. What's nice about this card is that generally in the black matchup, you're going to be in sort of like a chess match with them on who's going to play Jiren or who's going to play their Goku GT Secret Rare first. And if they go first and they slam GT, you have to basically have like 2 cards to remove the GT Secret Rare, because we don't have 5 energy yet, so we can't play Rumshi. So why this card is good is you can play it. It will reduce a 30k by 20, and then you can swing 25k into a 10k. That is a super combo out of their hand, or if you dump any more into it, right, that's really difficult for them to get rid of, or for them to kind of play around, right? You also can use this to reduce droids, Cell, Broly, into the big cards as well, just to have bigger removal, and it's a 10k. I play 3 Jirens, and I've been on 3 Jiren now for a while. I think until we get more support in set 4, or until we see a change with blue being so dominant, I don't think 4 Jiren is the way anymore, because it's sort of a dead liable card in blue. Of course, you can play it to sort of check your opponent to see if they're going to be able to remove it. Most of the time, they're going to be able to remove it, but this card just doesn't feel as good into blue. And then into the other matchups, it's good, but you're more likely only going to play 2 of these, and I wanted the extra slot for just another piece of tech in the deck here. So I think 3 is completely fine right now. I think especially when Topo gets released in the next set, this will probably be a main 3 of in all the Jiren decks. I don't think you're going to need to play 4 of it anymore. 3 Rumshis, really good card, right? You use this to remove any 30k body on board, and it's a 5 cost, and it's a 30k body itself, so this card's actually really difficult to remove in the blue matchup because they have to swing into it, or they have to like Lightning or Zeno, and it's sometimes difficult for them to do that. So we have 3 of those, and we have 3 of the Gokus. I don't run Beerus. I've been going back and forth with playing Beerus. I think Beerus is a really solid card, so if you play Beerus, hats off to you. I just couldn't find the room in my 51. I didn't want to go with the 52. 4 Coquette, and then we run 2 of each of the extra cards, 2 top, 2 Sphere, and then 2 God Kamehameha. These can obviously be adjusted accordingly. I just felt 2 was fine. I generally am going to see it, and then if I see it, I can use it. And I generally don't charge these cards unless I know it's a really, really bad matchup. Like for green, if you don't see top early, it's a charged card. Sphere and God Kamehameha are really good in almost every matchup, so you kind of just keep those. And then if you end up drawing multiple and you don't actually need the other one, then you can actually pitch the other one. But also you can also pitch them off of the Vegeta effect, just in case. So, but that is the list. Again, I will leave a deck code down below so you guys can check that out. And then let's go check out some of the games that we got for you today. All right, the first match here is against a green Android player. Now, Androids is a deck that historically, this Jiren going into green, you normally have a very good time. However, as the deck has adapted, it's become a little more difficult for Jiren to always win. So I'm gonna have this on 2 speed, just so we can kind of speed this up a little bit. So we played Piccolo, pass. Our opponent basically wants to try to get us down as early as possible. And for me, it's going to be kind of the same thing, but I know for sure we're not going to have to deal with a lot of things from this green player, just because green doesn't really play a lot of big stuff early. A lot of their stuff's late game. So we use the Whis. We remove the droids here just so we can swing the leader into it freely, this so he doesn't get the free combo off. So he has to sort of take this damage early on. Now you can see my hand. I have some late game. I have some early game clearing effects. I have a Fua, so if he decides to play, once he gets to, he plays down to 2 costs that I want to remove really, badly, I have the ability of doing that. We get on the 6, and he plays a Krillin, and I noticed that he did charge 2 of the Krillins, which made me think that he really wasn't relying on the Krillin this game. So once I remove this, it's 1 less 20k I have to worry about. So he swings in. I end up using the Whis as a combo piece. I was not aware if he was playing Kami or not, so I wanted to make sure to get the 10k combo use while I had the chance. So then here we charge a Gohan, and then we Fua here. I was going to use the Gohan board wipe, but I wanted to wait until he used some of the cantrips. So here I swing a Piccolo into the 5k, and I did this just to see if I can bait out a few combos here. So I swing the Piccolo into it. I swing my leader into it now, and here's where he probably should have let this die, but he did end up using a super combo, which was the wrong call. That's not what you should use your super combo on. So then I play another Piccolo, and drawing a card, and then I'm going to swing the second Piccolo into this Krillin. So now he lets it die. Again, he probably should have let it die the first time and kept the super combo in hand, but this is where sometimes you making mistakes they come back to bite you. So he ends up charging the Kami. So now I know that he is playing the Kami. So I need to make sure that I'm watching out for that. So he's going to kill some of my 1Ks. So he swings at me again. Nothing big here. So then he ends up playing the android. He pops 2 energy, and then he puts 3 droids back. And now he's swinging a 20k at me, and then I'm going to take this one. I'm going to get on the 4. I'm not in any distress for getting hit with the double strike next turn, because he's only on 4 energy. So next turn he can go to 6 or 7, depending on how good or his hand is, or if he's running like destructive strength or anything. So here, like the perfect scenario for this. So he ends up playing out 3 different cards, 3 different 1-drops. And then I just drew another Gohan. I'm like, okay, this is like the perfect turn to play Gohan. So we're going to slam down Gohan. We're going to kill 3 of his cards and then reduce his duo by 10. And then we swing into the duo just to get another card out of his hand. And you can see his hand's really depleted. He was kind of banking on those 1-drops to use for combo for these next few attacks. But we just kind of destroyed them all. So we swing in, we kill the droid. We swing Gohan into leader, take him down to 6, and then we pass. And we're sitting really good. We have a Jiren in our hand. We have 2 double strikers. We have Sphere. Like, we have so much removal. We don't really have to worry about a lot right here right now. So I'm going to combo a Piccolo. I want to force him to play out these cards to take me to 3. So then next turn I can play my Jiren and sort of kind of clean up from there. So we're ramping, we're going to 6. So now I know next turn is at least a droid turn. So this is where I was like, okay, so you played the droid. Now I know I'm going to probably get hit with a double striker next turn. So I need to make sure I'm slamming down a card that he can't remove. So that's why I'm going to slam down the Jiren. So here he ends up ramping. He goes to 7. So I'm going to combo the Fua. And I combo the Fua because I want to make sure that I can get the draw off of my Awakened side. So that's sometimes what you have to play for. You don't necessarily need to, but if you can, without actually going really neg in hand, it's a really good idea. It's just so that way you're getting extra draw. So here, he doesn't save one of the droids, so I kind of know that, okay, he's probably just going to let these die because his hand's really bad. I mean, he only has 5 cards in hand. I have almost 3 times as many cards as he does. So I know he's just going to let these die. He let both of them die, so he has no board presence at all. And then from here, I'm going to play the, so I play Jiren here. We swing 30 in the leader, take him down to 5. And this sets us up really well because most green decks, again, there's only like 2 green cards in the entire set that or it's so far in 3 sets that have the ability of self-awakening us very well. Now here I should have played the Piccolo. I think I forgot I had the Piccolo in my hand just to get an extra cantrip on board. So he plays Trunks, he ramps, and now here he actually didn't I think I was kind of confused. He didn't charge because I think he didn't want to get rid of anything in his hand, so he didn't end up charging. Then he uses the Trunks to go to 8. So now I'm like, okay, next turn I'm going to get hit with a Broly. So he swings Trunks. I'm going to save this Gohan. I want this Gohan to live as much as I possibly can just because it's an extra 20k. Then he plays Krillin here and grabs a droid. And he swings again into it. And I think I save it again. Yeah, so I combo the Gohan. Again, this 20k is already established. So instead of, removing it from my hand, and having to play another one, I just decided, it was easier to save this one. So we swing leader into his 3-drop. He's not going to save it. Obviously, you can see his hand is not very good, but I know just from playing against green decks, they generally don't have a lot of great combo power unless they're using gigantic meteors. So here I take him to 4, and then I use Sphere to take him to 3. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to play the double striker or not. So here I end up slamming. I do that. I take him to 3, and now he's got a combo out of this mighty 30k swing. which is going to be realistically a super combo or gigantic meteor. So he does a super combo, goes to 40, and then here I'm going to slam another. I think we slam another Jiren because now he's at a point where he can Broly, but he's not going to be able to remove both of these. So then we swing another 30k. We get 2 cards out of his hand. So to me, what that says is that he doesn't have another super combo, which means she's going to be basically prime and ready to lose next turn is my thought process here. So going into now, he doesn't charge, so he's still at 8. So here I almost actually combo, and then I realized I'm like, oh wait, I have Jiren on board. I'll just use the Jiren effect. So I use one of the Jiren effects. We just kind of dodge that damage, draw 2 cards, which is insane how Jiren has this ability to do this, right? Like the fact that you can just kind of block damage is incredible. And then he plays Broly. He plays the Broly, so he ends up popping one of my Jiren effects. Swings 45 at leader, and here I feel like he kind of messed up. He should have swung at the Jiren that he popped instead of swinging at my leader, because I just kind of block this with the Jiren effect. So I just don't end up taking a damage. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So then he swings at me again, and then we super combo, and then a 5k out of it. So now he's kind of on the back foot, and as you can see his hand, he doesn't have really anything in hand. He has 4 dead cards in his hand, and this is what ends up happening with a lot of just green decks in general, is you kind of you clump up if you're, tapping out for Broly. So he tapped out for Broly, so now we have the 2 30k swings here, and I believe because his hand, he kind of just realizes that he's lost. I think he just gives up, and he doesn't actually end up comboing out of any of these swings because he kind of knows that he lost. So that's the end of that match. Then we'll move on to the second one. All right, the second matchup is probably one of my favorite matchups to play, which is the red and black matchup. Obviously, if you guys watched the commentary video that I did, we talked about this deck. This is actually the same exact matchup in the grand finals of the Latin America regionals, right? So I end up going first. Not ideal, honestly. I would rather go second, but it happens. You don't really get a choice in the client. So he ends up having the marker already, so he charges Kakarot, swings in, and then I'm going to take some of these early hits from the 15k just so I can get some extra cards in here. My idea was that I wanted to see an extra card to see if I drew top arena, and I did not draw top arena. So now we're going to swing at leader, see if I draw top. I don't draw top, so now I know that top is kind of off the board of being effective now, because turn 3 I'm not playing top. I'm more likely going to play Gohan. So I just swing at him, I pass. I don't have anything to play here, which is really, really unfortunate. He didn't put anything on board for me to kill, so we're kind of just stuck in this little area here. So here I combo Piccolo because I know now on turn 3 he can swing at a minimum of, a max of 3 times this turn, right? He has Bardock, leader, and then he has dual Bardock. So he doesn't play dual Bardock, he actually plays the promo Bardock to take a life. We're just like, okay, that's fine. This is a 15k. I'm not super worried about this card. I'll take the damage. And now I have a really easy 2 energy play. I can swing into this Bardock, and if he wastes the card from hand, I can Fua. So I kind of felt like, okay, we're in a pretty good situation here. So I swing into the Bardock. He ends up not saving it, which hindsight was a good idea, but I thought he was going to save it to at least get a card out of his hand. I'm trying to bait him out. So then here we play the 3-drop Gohan, and I just pass. My thought process here was that on 4 energy, he's going to either, and this is, again, I talked about this in the commentary video, but you want to bait your opponent into making non-curve plays, right? So 4 energy, curve play for a black deck is playing Secret Rare. If you are not playing Secret Rare, you're technically farther behind than you would be if you played Secret Rare. So if you play Secret Rare, you're here. If you don't play Secret Rare, you're here. It's a huge difference of pressure, especially because I can't Rumshi next turn. And he probably doesn't know I'm playing Heelys, but I can't Rumshi next turn. So this is like the ideal turn to drop Secret Rare, because the next turn you can go Secret Rare or you can go Bardock. You have a lot of other plays to do. So my thought process was, if I play this Gohan, I'm not going to attack with it. So if he plays the Secret Rare, I now have a way of removing Secret Rare without having to worry about playing Heelys, and I don't have Rumshi, right? And I can't, and I don't have the God Kamehameha, right? So on this turn, technically he should be playing Secret Rare, right? But I know that I played this Gohan. He might want to try to remove this Gohan with the extra card, which is exactly what he does. Now, for whatever reason, he actually ends up using this extra card twice because he doesn't choose the card, which is, again, just a mistake on his part. So he plays the GT here. He takes a life, gets the energy marker back, and then he plays a second one to remove this. Now, granted, even if he uses the first one, like, he's still wasting he's still wasting his turn 4 to play this card instead of playing GT, secret rare. So, like, I know that I'm in the lead right now. Like, I'm not that worried about what's going on the board. So we charge a Roshi. I play another Gohan, and now we're smooth. So I'm actually going to swing the Gohan into the GT Goku, reduce it, make it a 10k, and then kind of force him to use a super combo, which he doesn't have one, so he doesn't use it. Now here I actually pass. I think I play the cantrip, and then I pass. So I actually don't awaken him. I would rather him spend the energy to awaken, because now on 4 energy, he's not awoken, and he has to decide between playing secret rare or playing a self-awakener, right? So again, you're forcing your opponent to play, you know, basically off of their curve, which messes up a lot of these decks, right? Especially since I'm a control deck, I'm trying to go later in the game, forcing him to not play his style or play the cards he wanted, right? Now, obviously knowing now he doesn't have secret rare in hand, but you have to play it thinking your opponent's going to do that, right? So he awakens, he plays Pan, he uses Kakarot, puts a card on top of his deck, or on the bottom, I can't tell because it's the client. So then he ends up drawing the Bardock that he put on top of his deck. He looks at the top card of the deck, I don't know what it is, and he swings 25 at my Gohan. So I end up saving the Gohan because I'm like, well, this card's actually really important. He used two Kamehameha, so there's a very unlikely chance he's actually going to clear those. Plays Hercule, grabs back Kamehameha, and now I'm like, okay, he's going to remove this. So then he just uses Kamehameha, pops both of my cards, and I think he passes. I don't think he swings at me to keep me at 4, which is smart. And I don't have anything else to swing into, so I have to swing into his leader. So I charge the 5, I swing at his leader. I'm not going to combo anything just because I don't really need to. I'm just going to draw the card, since he decided to keep me unawoken. And then here I wanted to do a few different things, but I because he's going into 5 energy, I know that there's a chance of a Bardock coming through, which what I should have did was I should have played the other Vegeta, but I played this Vegeta. I was thinking, I'm like, he has 6 cards in hand. If he double strikes me, I think it's what I thought of. I'm like, okay, if he double strikes me here, I go down to 2, and now I'm in a very good position here. So so he taps 5, goes in the Bardock. I know that I'm gonna get hit with the Bardock swing. So he combos, he goes to 55, kills my Vegeta. That's cool. He's gonna use his leader effect, which is a little overkill. I'm gonna take this attack like 9 times out of 10, because now I can awaken, and then he has 3 cards in hand. So now, like, outside of his leader swing here, his Pan can't actually hit me. So he swings at 25. I'm gonna awaken, go to 25 myself, and then we're gonna combo off the Piccolo that's on board to go to 30. And now I'm set up really well here. Like, there's really, like, this Pan now that's on board is basically useless. I haven't actually drawn another Jiren to play Jiren, or else I would have played Jiren last turn. But so now we're on, we end up charging the Heelys because we really don't need it anymore. So we play Fua to reduce the Bardock here, and then we're going to swing our leader into his leader. Actually, I'm sorry, we swing into the Bardock because I can go to 35, and because I have a God Kamehameha in hand, I can make it cost 1 energy. So I swing there, I blow that up, not worried about that card, and then here I play Vegeta, and I wanted to make sure I had a 30k body on board just in case he attempted to double strike me. So we use Vegeta effect, we go to 50, very, very big swing here, and then we're going to use the Vegeta effect to blow up the Pan. And now I am kind of in a position where the only way he can kill me is if he hand dumps, but he only has, he's gonna have 5 cards in hand, right? And then he can't double strike me, so he charges the Bardock. He plays Secret Rare, which is the first one he saw the entire game. Swings 30k at me, and then I don't think he has what, he goes to 40k. I go to 45, so we don't have to worry about the damage. And then he only has 3 energy, so we're not worried about taking any extra swings. I guess he could tap out, but he's probably not going to do that. So he swings the leader at me. I combo to 30. And kind of the driver's seat here. I mean, he's at 3 energy. I mean, at 3 lives, so we can definitely kill him next turn. So here he plays Pan. Doesn't take the life, which is smart. Uses leader effect, or uses the Pan effect to bounce my 3-drop back to my hand. Fine. Not worried about that. The Pan's actually not dealing any damage to me, so we don't have to worry about it. And he draws another card off of Secret. So now his hand's kind of replenished a little bit. I draw top, which is a little too late. Charge Sphere. Swing Pan into swing into his Pan to kill it. As you can see, his hand's not very good, so he's really not trying to lose cards from hand. I play Rumshi. We end up popping this guy. And I do actually think I put down top here just because I don't have anything else. I wanted to make sure I was utilizing my energy as best I could, and I didn't have any other cantrips or something to play, so I just played I played top here just to have the extra combo power. Would have been really, really good early on in the game, but that's how the game happens sometimes. So so we charge going into the next turn here. I believe this is his last turn. So he swings leader at me. He goes to 25. Doesn't combo anything, which he probably should have. I just used top just to get out of it. Super valuable for that card. And now he has to. I've gotten rid of one Bardock. I believe he's charged the other Bardock. So here he plays his next secret rare. Swings into Rumshi, not swinging in the leader, which I don't know if that's the correct play. Leader effect doesn't get anything off the leader effect, and then I just combo the Vegeta just because I don't really need it on board anymore. And now I have 2 primary attackers on board, which is going to be really, really good for me to be able to attempt to push him and beat him next turn. So he plays Hercule, plays Fasha just to get some extra cards in his hand. And you can see I have a double striker and I have 3 Margaritas on board. So the idea is to try to utilize these cards. Now I did sort of mess up a little bit. I didn't actually end up charging. I wanted to charge the super combo, and I think I ended up clicking off main phase. So I play the 5-drop anyways to remove the Hercule because that's an extra 10k combo. And then here is where I kind of messed up a little bit as well. So I swung with Rumshi. I should have played a Margarita first to make it a 40k, and then use that Margarita to then combo on the Jiren, but it's fine. It happens. So we use Rumshi. He uses some cards to combo out of. Noted, he didn't use a super combo, so I knew he doesn't have one. So use Margarita, bump the Goku up. We swing. We go to 35 into the Bardock. He's going to combo out more cards. Basically his whole hand because he doesn't want to go to 2, which now I'm baiting out more of his cards out of his hand. And now I'm like, okay, this is fine. So I play Margarita. I end up boosting herself. I end up swinging 20k into him just to see if I can bait out the extra card out of his hand to swing for game. And then I use TOP to bump up the Margarita. So it's a 1-drop 25k, which is solid. So he combos the rest of his hand away. 1 card in hand. I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep these 2 cards in hand. I'm going to swing into your Goku. We remove the Goku. And this game's basically over. I don't think he's able to do anything next turn. So he draws a Pan, which is not going to help him here in this matchup. Now he did draw a Bardock, but again, I have 2 cards on board that he can't swing. He basically can't blow me up from 2. So he goes to 30. I combo Margarita, go to 35. I keep the super combo in hand just in case. He plays like a Bardock, like the 3-drop dual attacker, and like hand dumps on it. I didn't want to take that extra damage, so he plays Pan. Ends up taking the life, I believe. Yeah, so he takes the life just so he can see an extra card because he knows this is probably the last turn. And then he plays Goku, swings into me, and then here I was pretty tempted to take the damage, but I'm like, he has really low chance of him actually being able to kill me here. So I draw 2 10Ks, and I'm like, okay, this is basically over. So he goes to use his Pan effect, draws a card, and he only can go to 40. And of course, I can get out of that with just 1 super combo. So that ends up being the game. I believe he scoops here on the after the battle here. So very hard fought matchup. Honestly, this matchup again is very chess match wise. It's super fun. But generally you can win with Jiren if you're just playing methodical. So but that is the video for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the content. We'll have some more gameplay up here as we roll into Ultimate Battle time, possibly into Nats season for Fusion World. So thank you guys for watching. As always, support the channel if you guys do like and subscribe. I do appreciate all of that, and I will see you guys in the